Hi, this is Len Shelquick, President of Interflon America. In this segment, we're going to be talking about our Fin Super product, our Teflon spray oil. And this spray oil is already in use at many of the fine dealerships around the Metroplex, at motorcycle shops and RV service dealerships. Now, if you watched our previous video, you'll know how our product has micronized and polarized Teflon. And I'm going to be demonstrating this product in a typical situation where we have a hinge of a car, or let's say an electric seat rail of a car. And what we're going to do here is we're going to have these plexiglass plates simulate the joints that we'd like to lubricate. Now, if we could, what we'd love to be able to do is take these points apart, put the lubricant in between, and put it back together. But of course we can't do that. And so what we're stuck with is needing to lubricate using the edges. And service technicians tell me, and I'm guilty of this as well, is that we put a lot of lubricant along here because you really want it to penetrate in between these plates so that the hinge or the seat rail that you're trying to lubricate gets the proper amount of lubricant. The problem is that this lubricant attracts dust and dirt and then becomes an abrasive paste which actually wears your metals. And you get enough of this abrasive paste going, no lubricant can get past here, and what you're trying to lubricate gets no lubrication at all. The first thing you'll notice when I lubricate with Fin Super, our Teflon spray oil, is how little of this product we need to use to make it work. The product has exceptional creeping abilities, which I hope will show up on camera, and a little goes a long ways. In fact, once our lubricant has done its work, you wipe up the excess, like this, along the outside, so that no dirt and dust can stick. Only the lubricant between these plates is actually needed. If this was just a traditional lubricant in between these plates, and I put pressure on them, the oil would be pushed out. Watch how our product actually works better under pressure, with pressure helping to distribute our product everywhere. And it can't be pushed out. That is part of the micronized and polarized Teflon properties. Since the product in between these two plates will take a while to dry, I'm going to show you a different demonstration that will allow me to show the dry lubrication properties of our Teflon spray. And I'm going to take these two business cards, they're plain business cards, and I'm going to tear them in half so we can do a little side-by-side test. And we're going to actually cheat on this test a little bit. We're going to take the hinge we're trying to lubricate apart. We're going to put some traditional lubricant over here on the one side and put the hinge back together. And you'll see that it takes very little pressure and the oil is already starting to leak out. And what's worse is if I really put a lot of pressure on it, which is about 100 pounds per square inch, which is a lot less than what you'll experience in a car, you'll see that where I squeezed, there actually is no more lubricant. And if I now take sand and inject it into this mix, you end up with a very abrasive paste that is essentially oiled sandpaper. And even with compressed air, you will not be able to get most of this off. And this is what the problem is with traditional lubricants. Now if we take our Teflon spray, and I spray a little bit on this piece of paper, and again you'll see how little I am using, and we rub it together, this Teflonated paper becomes super smooth and over time completely dry. So dry in fact that I can put it on my shirt. And now if we put sand back into this to make it a fair side-by-side test, you'll see that just by the action of the hinge going back and forth, all the sand disappears. and we have nothing sticking to this. Now you've seen how well our dry lubrication works. I wanted to tell you about another significant benefit, and that is that this product replaces at least 4 products in your shop. You know, spray oil, as you've seen, graphite spray. Can you imagine how clean a lock would be if you use this product versus graphite spray? Silicone spray. Now, we've all used silicone on weather stripping, for example, to rejuvenate weather stripping. And it works for a while, and it actually works well for a while, but eventually it deteriorates the weather stripping and you get a gummy mess. If you spray this on weather stripping or put it on a rag and rub it into the weather stripping, it will completely rejuvenate your weather stripping, and it will be nice and dry and last 6 to 10 times longer than the silicone spray without the gummy mess. And finally, a penetrating oil. Now, we've all used WD-40. It works quite well. But the problem is that it's water-based. And because it's water-based, it works great the first time. If you come back to that nut or bolt 3-4 months later, it's all rusted. Because of the rust, you probably will not be able to get the nut and bolt off. If you spray our spray, it works just as good as WD-40. Next time, the nut and bolt is actually Teflon coated, and it's easy to get the nut off the bolt every time. To recap, this is a spray oil, replaces graphite spray, silicone spray, and penetrating oil. This has been Len Shelquick, President of Interflon America. Thank you for watching.